Yes, hell yes. Mr. Red Gaze, I'm a big fan. I've been watching all your videos. It's an honor to share tonight with the Gaze community.
Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to get back into Star Wars just a little bit. Now I know a lot of people don't really care anymore, and I'm one of those people. But there's some somewhat interesting stuff coming out in the news. And we all know, well at least most of us have probably heard, that Star Wars is kind of going on hiatus, at least movie-wise, for a number of years here as they try to sort out what they're doing with Star Wars at Disney. You know, the D&D crew's been fired and, well, fired or left, and Rian Johnson is rumored for the 4th or 5th time to no longer have a trilogy coming, but we have some interesting news coming to us today. Coming to us from Cosmic Book News, George Lucas saving Star Wars. Test screenings are a disaster. Let's get into this a little bit, shall we? Yeah. So new rumors have hit the net, offering that George Lucas has been called to save Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, following test screenings that are claimed to have been a complete disaster. Who would have seen that coming? Except everyone. The Star Wars rumors come from the same YouTuber responsible for the rumor offering Disney is losing confidence in Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. Again, who could have predicted that? Everybody! Lordy. So, yeah. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker rumors. It's claimed that 3 cuts of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker exist. Interesting. There's a Kennedy Abrams cut that absolutely tanked with test screening audiences, a second one featuring mandates from Disney CEO Bob Iger, and a third from George Lucas. Now this is all very interesting. You notice they've been pulling George Lucas back in quite a bit, really, since The Last Jedi. Now, after criticism of The Force Awakens, which, you know, wasn't nearly as intense as the criticism from The Last Jedi, they kind of laughed off George Lucas. They laughed off his criticism, and yeah, just pretty much made the man out to be a joke. But here they are, running back to the creator himself, trying to save this franchise that they have absolutely fouled up. Just completely and utterly ruined with their stupidity, their lack of planning, and just lack of foresight in general. Like, how do you get your hands on the Star Wars and not plan that out? Not have a cohesive plan for a trilogy, rather than just everybody that comes on board here, write a script and direct it, and hopefully it'll turn out. Idiots. But yeah, it's claimed that yeah, I already read that. It said that Star Wars test screenings were made up with a quarter of hardcore fans, a quarter who said they are simply fans, a quarter who are aware of Star Wars but don't buy merchandise or consider themselves big fans, and finally a quarter of people who are just as likely to see any movie. Yeah, Ray just looks sad by this news. I'm sorry, Ray, but you suck. The Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams version. Now, regarding this version, it said the first act is pretty good. It scored a 65 at the test screening. However, it's all downhill from there, not surprisingly. The second act scored a 12. It was said to be really, really bad. The third act scored only a 4, with only general audience people giving it points. Wow. That's kind of beyond really, really bad there. So the aggregate score for the Kathleen Kennedy J.J. Abrams cut is 29. Yeah, god-awful. So a huge problem the testing screening had was when Rey basically, in overpowered fashion, destroys the Emperor, which caused them to burst out in laughter. Wow. You know, I just heard this rumor yesterday that, yeah, she's supposedly going to single-handedly take out the Emperor, which also caused me to burst out in laughter. So, yeah, I think this testing audience kind of has it together. Iger sat in on one of the last test screenings and is said to be pissed. Quote, Rey doesn't win as much as literally stomps a mud hole in the Emperor's ass, the YouTuber says. When this happens, all the screeners burst into laughter. Naturally. I mean, if she defeats him as easily as she's defeated everybody else, then yeah, that's a joke. That's a big old joke. And Star Wars has become a big old joke thanks to these ass clowns. Iger is said to have flipped his lid and immediately ordered a redo. Well, good for him. I imagine that's the face Bob Iger was sporting when he heard this news. So the Iger version, Disney CEO Bob Iger is said to have ordered a rework of the later half of the first act and some of the second act. But what about that third act? That seems to be the real problem. It's claimed that Iger also ordered Anakin and Luke in the flesh. In parentheses, says YouTuber has no idea what that means. So yeah, I guess obviously that could be flashbacks, or yeah, you know, maybe some kind of reincarnation. Who knows? They're really taking liberties with force powers these days. So anything is possible. The Iger test screening for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is said to have fared better at 65. Well, that's much better than 29. Lando's happy about that. Happy dude. Either that or he's found a new droid girlfriend. So the Lucas version, with Kennedy Abrams' version and the Iger version scoring not as high as hoped, George Lucas, who is said to have worked on some early writing on the flick, offers help and incorporates both the Kennedy Abrams version and the Iger version, but during the third act, George introduces a secret Skywalker. Now, the Lucas version is said to have scored an 88. Again, much better than 29, much better than 65. So apparently George still got it. The man still got it. And that's good news. And Chewie and Rey are both very happy about this 88. Poe's still not too sure. Finn's probably still thinking, why the hell am I in the background? Again. Always. Anyway. Additional information. While some of the rumors have claimed that Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker underwent a massive redo, the YouTuber claims it's about 25% of the 3 different versions that have been redone. The YouTuber, who's not named, also offers 3 possibilities that may happen. Kennedy gets fired, Iger picks the Lucas version, which we all hope for. At least most of us, I'm sure. We've wanted to see Kennedy get canned for a long time. That woman is the problem. One of many, but the biggest problem in Star Wars right now. The second possibility he offers is Kennedy quits, which is unlikely, and Iger picks the Lucas version. And the third is the release date pushed back to further fix things, which is highly unlikely, especially at this point. I would say it's not even unlikely, it's just not going to happen. It's further claimed that Disney reportedly spent an additional $300 million after the meltdown, and that the firing of the Game of Thrones creators was a shot in the direction at Kennedy. Rian Johnson also rumored to have been let go, again for the 4th or 5th time. Who knows what's going on with that round-headed buffoon. So this secret Skywalker, regarding the identity of the secret Skywalker, that is unknown. It could be an existing character. Apparently the YouTuber laughed at the notion that it's Rose Tico, which would make EVS very happy. So, whatever. My thoughts? Well, his thoughts, not my thoughts. Who knows? Maybe it's a new character. A character that will go on to star in new movies, as reportedly Rian Johnson was going to basically reboot the franchise with new stories and characters, but Disney is said to no longer be in favor of that approach, as they don't want to further tick off the hardcore audience and continue to stray from the core concepts. Well, maybe Disney's finally figuring some things out. Now, reportedly, this is supposed to be the end of the Skywalker saga, right? Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, is supposed to be the last Skywalker-based Star Wars we're going to get. So, now we're introducing a secret Skywalker. So, is that Skywalker going to die? Are they going to wrap it up still? I don't know. Who knows? There's been a lot of hubbub surrounding this, and just a lot of, I don't know, like a lot of stupidity. There's no way after what transpired in The Last Jedi that you could really wrap this up in one movie without just a buttload of flashbacks and just introducing the Emperor at this late stage. It's just, I mean, this could very well have been a 4-hour movie. It's just, there's too much to handle that was not addressed in The Last Jedi. Where are the Knights of Ren? Who are they? What are they doing? It's just, there's so much that Johnson just completely ignored, and so much damage he caused, with killing off Snoke, which is probably the only reason we're even seeing Palpatine in this particular movie. Yeah, it's just a lot of garbage. So hopefully, with Lucas coming in here, he can write some of this and make this at least watchable. I don't know if any of us are ever going to be satisfied with this entire sequel trilogy being canon, but I mean, I guess we're going to have to be, right? So if we're going to continue to care about Star Wars and continue to want Star Wars to thrive and become something better than what it has become, then I guess we still have to pay attention. We have to dig down and find that passion. I mean, I've lost mine, for sure. And it wasn't just the fact that The Last Jedi was a horrible movie that completely bastardized Star Wars. It was the fact that the people in charge of Star Wars took it upon themselves to denigrate the fan base and to just try and silence any criticism, and just basically be jerks about the whole thing, and just be horrible to the people that made Star Wars possible in the first place. So yeah, there's a lot of goodwill has been lost, and I don't know that it's going to be regained, but if it is, the one path to that would indeed be incorporating George Lucas going forward. So yeah, that's what we have today. Apparently the test screenings were horrible. George Lucas is coming in to clean up the mess. J.J. Abrams was not up to the task, apparently, so now they need the creator himself. So let me know your thoughts on this. Are you happy about it? Does this make you want to go see it more so than before? I kind of think so. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Just give me your thoughts. I'm interested to hear them. And appreciate you all watching. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Join the gays community. Get on board with that gays agenda. And we'll have more stuff coming your way. We'll try to focus a little bit more on Star Wars and the MCU and the fandom menace end of things, as this channel's mostly been focused on Comicsgate as of late. But we're going to try to mix it up a little more, get more 50-50 or at least 60-40. So stay tuned. And yeah, we will catch you on the next one. Peace.